on this computer. Okay, awesome. Welcome to week 4 of our Unleash CEO Mastermind. I'm super excited to, really just touch bases with you guys this week, see what's going on in your business. Of course, celebrate our wins, see what areas in our business that we need to take action on, or, just brainstorm on some ideas, especially if you're stuck. So this is that perfect time for that. And just to recap on what your last week's goal is and what your wins were. So that's what I want to jump in and share first, like what your 3 action steps, or what action steps did you commit to taking, last week, and just what your wins are. Okay, so Kia, I'm gonna start with you. Oh, and then just let you know, so my daughter Yara is on the call listening in this week. So I was helping her with some of her stuff in her business, and I'm like, you need to be part of the mastermind, so I can hold you accountable. So I treat her just like I treat everybody else, especially when she calls and she's stuck. So
I know.
Really good for her as far as the accountability, because if she's on, like I said, I told her we can't have the same conversation 3 months from now. So she's, the same way, just to be able to push, just like I do you guys, push you guys to accomplish your goals.
Yep. And I do my son the same way. He's only 15, so just imagine how he'd be looking at me like, what is wrong with this lady? Like, I just want to watch cartoons. Like, no cartoons until I see something you did for your business today, boy.
Right, absolutely.
So, okay.
What were your wins first this week? What's a win? Share some wins.
All right, so wins as of today, I was able to update the website with my services, made a lot of edits to my website. Spent a lot of time talking to PayPal because I knew how to add the PayPal button, like I've done it for my book site, but I had to make a lot of changes and updates to my business account info that I wasn't paying attention to. Had realized I had a book sale in March. I didn't mail nobody no book out. Girl, I was like, oh my God. I had to quickly email the customers. It was just like, I need to make sure I'm getting these alerts in my email. So let's update this email address, because I don't even look at that one like that no more.
Right.
So I and I actually did that today. I've been on the phone and PayPal like 3 times today, updating the website today. Another win or goal, I guess, that I accomplished was the tools I finalized. I said I was going to stick with Asana. I had started working with Asana with me and my sister with real estate investment, and I just need to just practice more with it. That's all.
Okay.
And the plus is free. And then I did some more research on it before I made that decision, even though I was already using it. And it still kind of ranks at the top as the top number 1.
Yeah. And that's one of the main ones that I always hear of is Asana. So.
Okay. Yeah. I sent my survey out to a an entrepreneur group, and it's basically just for North Carolina people that I had created a few months ago. And it's about 50 people in here, only maybe about half businesses. So I'm hoping to at least get some responses back.
Okay.
And then the other win / maybe win is that mentor that I found from doing some networking and researching with inside some Facebook project management groups. Okay. I did find that mentor that I told you about, sent him the information. He said, great, he'll set up the meeting. He did set up the meeting, and he said, hey, on this call, it'll be a couple of people, business owners, and that way you can get a lot of questions knocked out at one time. And unfortunately, when he set the meeting up, he's told me the same day, hey, I'm going to be sending you a meeting link, and it's before 11:30. That's the only time of day I have a standard call on my job.
So you can make it on that one.
Yeah, so I responded. I was like, hey, that I thought I mentioned that when we talked, but 11:30 is the only time I could not make it. Mm-hmm. And he responded, he's like, okay, I'll just cancel it. And then I didn't hear back from him. I'm sure he's probably like, well, I guess she'll reach out again if she wants me to reschedule it. Right. But it seemed like his response, like he was upset. I was like, I think.
Yeah, so I would just respond back and, just ask them, hey, thank you again for the opportunity. Are there any other slots available?
Yeah. Right. And I have been so swamped with work this week. I know he's probably like, this chick is not even appreciative. But I'm going to reach back out to him. At least say, yeah. So I feel like I got a lot accomplished. However, I was looking back at my goals from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much I did everything. Good Lord, that little latte helped me, honey, because these last 3 hours, I really did get a lot done on my website with updates. The PayPal button, I haven't got it to show. So I have to remember what I did previously, because I know it has, because it's a link, it's a weird way you have to add it on. Mm-hmm. But I have the verbiage there. So, but I did update a lot there. Okay. The only thing that's not concrete is the packages. And I'm not going to lie, I keep going back and forth with industry versus industry and okay, let me tell you the reason why I keep getting confused, or if I'm not 100% sure, is because when I started doing that, me and my sister had the idea that we would start the real estate investing. I said, well, we know we may possibly eventually need property managers, right? Mm-hmm. So I said, in my opinion, we should have that as a division of our business eventually. But she was like, well, you probably could do that. But I'm just going to stick with my real estate agent and real estate investing. I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. So I keep struggling with the idea of, starting my own property management company. And the reason why I stray away from it, because that's a whole new world versus consulting with projects is something I'm familiar with already, right?
Right.
So I think I'm still having a hard time with trying to figure out moving forward with the consulting and just putting it out there and just marketing versus property management. I feel like once I set that company up, I feel like I'll get leads and customers quicker.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to that.
Okay.
Come right back to that. Let's see. Yeah, are you unmuted? If you can't unmute, if your background is clear. Is she there?
I can see that she's muted on my side.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come back to her then. She probably put me on hold. Okay, so the project management, the consulting, that's kind of like where you have the majority of your experience at, that you can kind of leverage and go from there. So what I hear with the property management, like that's something that you're interested in doing, but I feel like that fear is there because you haven't done it and it's for you. But at the same time, I think if you did your necessary research and step out there, if that's the avenue that you want to go, your project managing skills is going to help you with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I hate that I even have to have this conversation, because it makes me feel like I'm not confident in my project management skills, and it's not that. I'm more so concerned.
It's going to require some work. I think there's that connotation that, if I put the property management out there, the people are just going to come. And either one is going to require, at the beginning the end of the day, your first thing is that you are a marketer before anything else, before you're a project manager, before you're property management, any of the thing, unless you have your own marketing company, you're a marketer. So both of them is going to require you to have some level of marketing, some type of advertising that you're doing to bring, people to you.
Right. Yeah.
And I think as you start taking action and, yes, you set your foundation and have your systems and stuff in place and, know what services and stuff that you want to offer. But as you start taking action and you start working with people, that confidence is going to come. But, part of it has to already, be there as well. So you gotta trust yourself.
Well, I guess I'm thinking about, remember you asked me last week, like, kid, do you already see this service being offered in the real estate world? And I said no. I know you said yes. Excuse me. The closest I've seen is like real estate concierge or whatever. And And then for entrepreneurs, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking about people like, well, I'm just getting started. How can I pay you? Or I'm an entrepreneur.
That's not your ideal customer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's more so. I think it's more so just a fear than of just.
I'm like, you're talking yourself out of it. Stuff is what it is, what I hear and stuff. So it's like you put it out there, and if a person says no, or I'm just not getting started, then that's not your ideal customer. So just really getting clear on what phase of the business that your customers are in. You know, if it's, you know, the project management, are they new startup entrepreneurs? Maybe they've been in, you know, they have some income, some profits or something coming in, but now they need a project manager to help them to that next level. So really just getting clear on who it is that you call to serve.
I had startup on my website. I actually took all those off, and I narrowed it down a little bit, but let me see, what did I put? I took startup off, and because sometimes startups scare me because sometimes they're not even sure, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like if I get a customer, I took a whole section off of my website that I didn't mean to. I thought that I did that. Sorry, where are you at? Where's the screen at, honey? So I can see you. So, hold on, I'm trying to find my Zoom screen. Oh, there it is. So ideal customer, this is week four goals. New startup people kind of scare me. Mm-hmm. Because they may not even know.
Right.
So I probably
understand that. And so I can definitely understand it with the startup people, because a lot of times, you know, people will send people to me because it was like, oh, you help people figure out what their passion is. Yes, but when it comes to business, I want to work with somebody who already knows what it is that they want to do.
Yeah.
Or have like I'm great on my mastermind like this. I love this setting, helping people pull it out and figure out, Kia, what it is that you want to do and stuff.
Yeah.
But me, like you said, it depends on also that price point. So when I tried higher premium prices, it was women who had already been in their business, you know, a year, 3 years or something like that, versus the startup person that's just trying to get, you know, their feet on the ground and get running with it.
So with the ideal customer, do I put that details on my website as well, or that just comes with
also for you? And also, yes, when you start doing your marketing, you might have something in there to like who this is ideally for. You might have that in there, and for the most part, it's for you. So when you're doing your marketing, your messaging, your advertising, putting stuff out there, you know who you're speaking to.
Okay. Yeah. So I would consider startup anything less than a year, maybe, or anything less than 6 months.
Yeah, I would say anything, you know, within that, you know, 6 months to a year is kind of like almost your startup.
All right, and I want to avoid those people. Mm-hmm. So I would say business at least.
Now on your website, do you have the option of where they're asking, are they filling like a questionnaire out or anything like that?
Not yet.
Consultation?
No.
So that's something that you can do in that part, you know, too. That definitely helps. So that's one of the things I did used to ask when people book like a discovery call, kind of like where they are in their business and stuff like that. And so that also help you. So when you go into the call, you kind of like know what level of the game that they're in.
It's kind of, in a way, I feel bad if I would like turn people away, because sometimes startups, they really do need help.
Well, sometimes you do, but it's not like you can't work with them, but you know who your ideal client is. So I might get some people that come to me, you know, they don't know what it is that they want to do, but I decide on that phone call if I want to work with that person, if I think it's a good fit. If I think I can help them, then yes. Then if I don't think I can help them, then no, I let them go. I don't want to waste their time, my time, or their money. I want them to get results.
Yeah,
so
that makes
sense. You're going to attract other people. You're going to attract startups, but for you to know who your ideal, like this is my dream client, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, you'll probably still get some startups, but if they have the money to pay you and invest in your service, and you know it's a great fit for you, then yes, it's still a client for you. But just have an idea of who it is that you want to work with.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, if they say, hey, I've been in business for 8 months, but I really haven't got anything done, and you know, they start telling me what they have done and what they need me to do, then I could just make that determination. Or if they've been in business for 6 months and have a lot established, and they are in the middle of the first project or whatever.
Yeah. So you have a criteria of things that you go over with them during a consultation, and you know, and of course, when you share your prices and services, you know, to you, your prices, that tells you as well, you know, are they ready to invest in that? Because some people might be new and they might just have the funding, the seed money to go ahead and invest in their business and get all of that right up from the start. You know, I was just talking with someone the other day, and she was saying how she invested like $10,000 in the coach, and she still needs all this help and all this kind of stuff. And it sounds like she got sold to, you know, because it was like she has her coach, you know, great, but it's a group coaching program, so you can't even talk to her. It's all kind of like Facebook, but you dumped $10,000 into your first coaching, but you fell in love with the whole bells and whistles of her website and all those different things, but you're still needing, you know, to put money into advertising. You don't know how to market your business, like all this stuff that she still did not have. And she's like she's like 6 weeks into this program and still feeling like she's lost. So she was in the groups asking, like, you know, what's the recourse on that? Can you cancel? You know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. So like I said, so you'll find some people who do have the money up front, but just making sure, you know, they are your ideal clients.
Okay. So what is my ideal client? Consultation survey. I have been doing some research on packages. Like I know now the services, but I feel like I have an idea of the packages. It's not going to be a lot, and I don't want to have a variety anyway. I almost would say that I will offer packages for a full service project to be completed from beginning to end, and then maybe a service where if they already have an existing project and they want me just to monitor it, and then maybe a third one where if they have a project that does not include the financial piece of it.
Okay. Put those down. It definitely does help you. Like I have to go back, and that was one of the things, like, you know, I personally say that I was, you know, going back and forth with myself between doing the private coaching and doing this. So I feel like when I narrowed it down to, I just want to focus on my group coaching, and I mean my mastermind, and I'll offer them, you know, sessions or so within that. But it helps you to take off that overwhelm and feeling like you're doing so much when you narrow it down, because then you know exactly what it is that you're offering, what services.
Okay.
Starting out, so we can move past that. And if you decide to add on later on, add different things, or as you start working with clients and you start seeing, you know, maybe I need to offer this or add this, then you can do it at that time. There's always room for, you know, tweaking.
Yeah, and because so with the packet is what I just verbalized and wrote down. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the pricing per hour, per project. And then I remember I was saying I wanted to use that option that you have on your website, installments. So yeah.
What's the industry standard for that? Is it a package price, or is it by hour?
For freelancers, it's usually by hour. As a consultant, I would say I would rather just have my money up front and just, you know, have it up front. And that's the other thing I don't have is like a contract right now. I just thought about that. Yeah. So contract, so basically once they make their payment, then I'll automatically send a contract out to them.
Right.
So that will help them feel a little bit more secure with paying me in full.
Okay.
So
we decided to pay in full?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do pay in full. I think it'll just make it easier on me. I think if they ask, hey, can we break that up, then I'll probably do that.
Payment plans.
Yeah.
But you always offer the pay in full first.
Yes.
Okay. So that's one of the things on your sales calls, or when you're doing your consultation calls. It really, that's what they are, sales calls. People hate to call them sales calls. When you're doing your sales call, you definitely offer your pay in full price first. And if they want to split it up, you can definitely split it up, or you can even add more onto it because you are splitting it up.
Yeah. And I think it's going to take time for me to see if I'm lowballing myself or whatever, because with projects, you never know how many hours it's going to take. It's usually more than less, You
learn from it. You'll know after your first one or two.
Yeah.
So your prices, you can always adjust those. Do you put them on a website, or are you just discuss them on the call?
Yeah. I would have to discuss them on a call because
it's going to be per project.
Yeah. And I will probably price it out based on hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I gotta see the best way to do that, because they probably don't even know. They're not gonna know how many hours it takes. I will have to know how many hours it takes.
Right.
And that would be going off of what they tell me, and I'm sure they'll be missing.
Right. So you want to add like some kind of buffer room in there. It's no different than, I guess, like when my husband goes out and does an estimate, he always adds, a little bit extra on there. So the client is not surprised, like if it does go over by $100 or it goes over by, $200, there's room or cushion for
there. Okay. Yeah.
How you feeling?
I'm okay. I think the package piece is the hardest piece. I think the good thing is I narrowed down the services, and I did just, like I said, I wrote down the 3 packages, but more so, not the package, sorry, the pricing. Now that I know the packages, the pricing, and, once I write it out even more in depth, try to get a better idea. I've been trying to find other consultants. I see other freelancers, and I can look at some prices for other freelancers, but I mean, technically it's still freelancer or whatever, but I won't ever probably use that term. Terminology. So I'll do a little bit more research to try to see how that will work, and see if I can ask questions with others.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not good with keeping track of stuff hourly. I said that was part of one of my personal goals for myself. Write out everything.
To keep track of it hourly. Yeah, because I know my assistant was using Trello.
Yeah, Trello.
Yeah, so I think that's how she was using it. She would kind of she said she would have like, I guess when she's working up something, another screen on that has like kind of like a timer or so. But Yara, which is muted, we were just talking about that same thing too, because she does website building. So one of the clients that she was working with, kind of like how you said at the beginning, she started off charging, I think, by the hour, and she's working with this client now. I think she's ready to offer it kind of like as a package deal or so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. I was trying to, she had texted me that she was ready, but it still shows her as muted. Usually I can mute and unmute, but it's not letting me unmute her whatsoever. So Yara, if you can hear me when you are ready to pop in, I know you're muting probably. Just hit unmute on your end. I think you have a hard mute or something now because I couldn't unmute you. But if you can hear me, you do that on your end. So you can come in and share with us what you accomplished this week. And
wait, the week's already over?
Okay, you can hear me?
The week's
So
already
our week started on last Tuesday. Remember, so when I talked to you last week, I said when you come to my call on Tuesday, there are 3 things you need to have accomplished.
Wow. Okay. So I was able to get one of the primary priority things done and a bunch of side projects.
Okay, so what'd you get done?
So I finished. I mean, I kind of did another. I fulfilled an order for Nicole for the website.
Okay.
So yeah, I got that over to her so she could look at it and get me back the stuff that I need so I can finish her website. And lately I've just been making flyers, and then I came up with the idea of, I was texting you about the webinar stuff because I wanted to do a launch party on Instagram and a webinar. I don't know. Do you do launch parties through webinar, or is that just a one-time thing? Or does webinars stay recorded?
What are we launching?
I've never done a webinar. So it'd be like, I was thinking I'll get like 5 balloons.
But hold on, this is for you or for a client? I'm trying to figure out what's this for.
This is for Yaya's Goods.
Okay, so for your clothing store.
Yeah. So I was thinking I'd get like a few balloons, some sparkling cider, something like that, and the jewelry, and just kind of like showcase the jewelry and promote the website being live.
Mm-hmm. So the majority of your clients are on Instagram, so why don't you just go live on Instagram?
Right. So, but the thing about it is I want some type of lead capture to get them prepared. So like I got it set for next Monday and I want to start capturing leads now.
So you could offer something where they sign up for your list to get 10% off, or you're giving away, I don't know if you got any necklaces sets or something that doesn't cost a lot, something that they can win. You can give like a
giveaway to come to the launch party,
to join your email list, because you want them to show up for the launch party, right? But you also are trying to build a list.
Right. I got those little those cheap ones, that I gave Deja and Jaden.
No bracelets? Was it bracelets?
Yeah, the friendship ones that break off.
Mm-hmm. So something like that you can do as a giveaway. But me, if I'm looking at something for a clothing store, me personally, I'm not getting on a webinar.
But it's a launch party.
Well, I guess maybe for that. I guess if that's your campaign, your sign up is to sign up for the launch party. So it's a private invite then. It's a private launch party.
Is it?
Is it? I'm asking you.
I don't know how webinars work.
So webinar is, you're going to give me your email address, and then only the people who have signed up are coming to that webinar. If you have not signed up, then you don't have access to view the webinar.
Yes, I want to do that. So I'll have like a private thing set up at a different time later, and then a thing where I go live.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Do whatever you want.
Where I can gain emails, because I don't want to necessarily exhaust my friendship, like the friendship bracelets right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. So that's several different campaigns that you can run for a launch party. So just think about that. So you can do it, like you said, as the webinar. That's one part of it. And then you can, a week or, whatever, how many days later, do a giveaway, or something like that. So there's different things that you can continue to do to drive traffic to your website.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some ways. So right now,
that's your homework assignment. Think of ways to drive traffic to your website.
I mean, I've come up with a few. All right, gotcha.
We can talk about the webinar.
Yes. So yeah, it was my first time doing a webinar, but I just thought that would be really cute because I'm just tired. Let me tell you, I'm just so sick and tired of posting this business and then it getting ignored. So I posted like, hey, the website has gone live maybe like 7 times and got no response. So
well, are you posting it to your is your Instagram your ideal clients though?
well, it's just that I just feel like I need to try a different approach because it's not that I'm getting completely ignored. I'm just not feeling it.
And how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
No, how long have you been promoting the website being live?
I've launched it maybe twice where I've like gone on there and post because I have an account.
I mean, as far as time frame, so you're ready to go live. How long have you been marketing it, telling people that it's live?
No, I haven't yet. I'm not ready to go live yet. So
Then how are you getting crickets?
Huh?
You said nobody's paying attention, nobody's listening.
No, so I don't know. This is what I'm gonna do. I just want to launch the business. I don't want to promote that I've started a business. I want to launch it, get people like prepared for me to be marketing the business, and I just see it as a way to come out with my business, like, and separate myself as someone who's serious about it. You know, like, you know what I'm saying?
So
because I don't feel like people are taking me seriously. You know,
because of what?
Because I'm not.
I'm like, if you haven't put it out there and told people that you're starting a business, how are they not taking you serious if you have not put it out there in front of them?
I know, I'm just making up these scenarios in my
head. I know, I see. And that's why we're backing into this. So I'm gonna need you to stop making up scenarios.
Well, once I launch the business, then I can't make any more scenarios because I would have done the thing, you know.
Right, but then your next excuse will be, I did all of this and I put it out there and thinking that the people are gonna come.
Well, the difference before is I didn't have like my marketing, my post scheduled out for 10 weeks. So that was the difference. So now I got all this stuff scheduled, so I don't have to worry about like.
Okay, so no excuses. What's the next step?
So that's one of the things I was working on.
The webinar, and what else?
So with the jewelry, I wanted to put it into a picture book to sell, like towards the end of my campaign.
Okay, when you gonna have that done?
I'm just trying to figure out. Dang, I done missed my turn 4 times.
I need you to stop. Okay, when are you doing this picture book?
Okay, so like I had the pictures sent to Walmart and had them printed out, and I'm going to glue them into a book and see how I like that.
Okay, all right, Era.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know whether like the description should be like, I don't know if it should just be pictures of the jewelry or like pictures with the jewelry and pictures of the places. I don't know.
Okay, brainstorm on that one. Okay.
Yeah, definitely gonna brainstorm on that some more.
Okay. Hold on, I'm writing your stuff on Kia. Okay, hold on. All right, so congratulations on your stuff with Nicole.
Thank you.
And being almost done with that. Congratulations on finally getting the store ready to launch.
Yes.
Looking forward to you planning the launch party. So I'll send you some webinar information. You can look at that, figure out your picture book, and do you have your launch party date?
Yeah, it's next Monday.
That's really quick.
Yeah, so is that bad?
Well,
Kind of want to get it over with.
so when you're promoting a webinar, you want to give people time to sign up. So you need to promote it enough for people to sign up, unless you're doing paid ads or something, or unless your Instagram is just really just popping like that. I don't know.
So give it more than a week?
I would, but you would know, your Instagram, your tribe are so better than I do. So if you think a week is enough, then a week is enough. I just don't want it to be a failed launch and then we having the same conversation, or then you're figuring out what your next move is, but you didn't give this enough time you give yourself enough time to market and plan this.
Is there a way that I can kind of like, I was just thinking like, after I launch the business, I'll keep posting about the website being live.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, that works. Next Monday. Okay. All right, cool. Do you have any questions?
I think I got my webinar question finally answered.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're good.
Okay, cool. All right, Kia, Steph, do you have any questions?
No. Next Tuesday I'll be out of town, but I'll be at a hotel. I should be available at 9:00, so don't anticipate missing.
Okay.
Not sure, but don't anticipate.
But because I was just telling someone else there's somebody else that was interested in joining the mastermind, and I was telling them that it's weekly. But one of the things that I was going over with my coach, because she was like, "Oh, you should have just did it bi-weekly." I'm like, "No." But you know me, I always give too much. But for like the new people as they're coming in, if we're doing it 4 times a week, saying, hey, out of those 4 times out of the month or whatever, make sure you at least show up to 2 of the what's the names.
Okay.
So if you miss something, that's fine. But I'm always like, especially the ones I'm like, you're investing in this, so you definitely want to show up, and then I'm like making sure that am I doing my part? Are you guys getting value out of it? Those different things and stuff too. As as I'm making this my main thing to focus on. So I know when I do relaunch it with the new people, with them coming on, it's going to be launched as it's a 3-week. It's going to be bi-weekly for them. You guys are special, so y'all get the full.
Yeah, I obviously work better under pressure.
I do too. I'm the same way. Cause I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna have my stuff. I'm gonna have some stuff done. So
I got so much done in those 3 hours. It was unbelievable.
So I agree with you. That's how I was when I hired my first coach. I sat on my first coaching program for maybe like a year. It probably was almost a year. And with her, we was done with it kind of like in 6 weeks. Because it was like, okay, I've been sitting on this all this time, but it was that accountability. I wasn't going to show up on, Tuesday. She was sending the email that such and such on Thursday. I'm like, oh shoot. So yeah, it's kind of like spurs me into action. What was I supposed to get done? It's kind of like I work well. But you guys will continue to have the 4 weeks. And then, so the reason I'm doing this is as I grow it, one of the things was like, okay, how do I scale it where it's not too many people on the call? So if I did it bi-weekly and just do it 3 weeks, then I'm gonna take 1 week off. I can reboot and stuff, but then that way they can jump on any of those 3 weeks on the call.
Yeah.
But and then of course there's the private sessions too available. But yeah, so next week, what action steps are you taking this week? I got some stuff written down, but I want to know what.
I need to establish a little bit more in detail what my ideal customer is. Start working on consulting survey, the survey that put on my website for them to answer.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the right name for it, but and one of the questions will be, how long have they been in business? That will help me determine if they're my ideal customer. Set my criteria up for my service packages. So we talked about 3 packages. So I wrote those down. So just go in detail a little bit more and start writing them out.
Okay.
And then finalize. Oh Lord, I gotta create a contract. Of course, I won't get all this done by next Tuesday, but at least.
But write it on your list, and then we can break it up.
Yeah.
Over, 2 weeks.
And then talk about, like, break down the payments. Do a little bit more research on the payment, like overall the full pricing. I think that's gonna be my challenge, is the pricing overall.
Okay.
Every project, every business, no matter what, it's always going to vary.
With pricings, I know I've went back and forth and stuff with my pricing and stuff too, and it's really just going to boil down to who your ideal client is, because I struggle with the whole charging a high premium here, or charging this, or charging that. But again, I just had to get back to who my ideal client was.
I'm not afraid of charging a lot. I more so want to make sure I'm not
undercharging. You don't want to be undercharging for your time.
Yeah, and it's hard to give a full pack. Like, I think the best way for me to do it is to say, if this project is going to take 4 weeks, this is my price. If this is an 8-week project, I may have to break it up like that, and then factor in, like, on the back end, calculate the hours. That's the part I'm going to have to figure out, because if it's like for your business, if you needed somebody, or Stephanie business, I don't know how she hired that shit, how she hired the PM per hour or for the full project. This is what I need you to do from beginning to end. I don't know how many hours it's going to take, but this is my budget type deal, so that's the piece I'm struggling with. I need to, because it could be just it's hard to say a straight package, because.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, I don't know if you can unmute, but I know, like, kind of like when she does the one for the website, I want to say she has a set fee, and then she has hourly if it goes over a certain amount. Hold on, say that again. What was that
referring to?
So, like, your packaging, like, how do you do it, like, for the website, when you're designing people's website? Do you have it as a flat rate, or by hour?
Yeah, so it's a flat. I charge a flat fee for the initial setup, and then past that, it's by the hour.
Okay. So with that though, do you have clients that are more so, I guess, like, how do you track your hours? Because I'm kind of like that too. Like, my thing was like, okay, lawyers do it all the time. They pay you by the hour, and then they account for, this is what kind of like where the time went for that. Or, I like package deals too, but it's kind of hard, like you said, what you guys do, to put it in a package.
It is.
On hours, I'm working on an hour working on one little task. So if you run into a problem.
Yeah.
What is it? What is this? What are you
does project management, like a consulting fee.
Yeah, so, I think by hour is more beneficial, to make sure I'm not missing out on anything. I think for me, the reason why I said the package, just to get it out the way. But the by hour, per hour, will probably be more beneficial.
Yeah.
I can see, like, the website being a full package easy, and then if they need additional upgrades, it seems like that'll be a little bit easier too. But I mean, yeah.
I'm thinking by hour for you, but definitely researching I guess, like, see what the center industry.
Yeah.
Because I know, so when I was working with my VA, hers was, she had a package deal, but it included this many hours.
Yeah.
Only, kind of thing. And then anything over that, this is what she paid an hour.
Okay.
So sometimes it's pretty cool when it's only like, I guess, a couple of people that show up. You get more individualized attention.
Yes.
So I did finish my webinar, and it's recorded, and it is in my office for you guys. I'll probably send out an email tomorrow. My management one is done and recorded.
When did you find time to finish that?
Huh?
When did you find the time to finish that?
When you left me alone on Mother's Day.
Oh, so that's what that was all about.
No, I really just wanted to relax that day. That's really what I wanted to do. But then when I looked at my schedule for this week, because I know we have an event that we have coming up, and then there's a real estate event on Saturday, I was like, I need to just go ahead and knock this out and get it out the way and stuff, so I could focus on some other stuff. And that had been on my list for a minute, and I've been procrastinating.
So I do have another question real quick. Did you finish your wins?
My wins? So what was my wins this week? So my wins is, so definitely that the website is done. I mean, not the website, the webinar is done. So that's my win. And I honestly don't remember what else I was supposed to do besides that. My survey, I sent that out. So, and I can't remember if I had anything else last week.
Okay.
I know
So,
the webinar and the survey, messenger, web survey, and then a webinar. That's what I have written down. Well, and that's what I got done. So that is done. So my next thing that I need to work on is I have 2 interviews coming up. So I need to go back and look and see what my topic was for those and make sure I am ready for those. And doing the event with Yara. And so we did get some ticket sales on that year. So I need to, we need to get together and put an agenda together for that day, the timeline of the agenda.
Wow, I can't believe we got ticket sales.
why?
I don't know.
Because she ain't been helping me market it, that's why.
Actually, I did help. I posted it. I posted the picture and everything.
That's a good boost for your website, though.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You could add that.
So Yara she's my multi-passionate entrepreneur. So Yaya's Goods is separate from what she does. She wants that apart from her brand, but then her brand is marketing and photography and stuff like that.
What about just as a short-term pop-up? Like, hey, thanks for visiting Yaya's Goods. If you're interested in any business, whatever the event is about, maybe like a pop-up just for this short time period for people that's visiting the website.
Right. Or your businesses could be sponsors for your pop-up.
What do you mean a pop-up?
Like, you know how you go to your mom, like you go to your mom's or anybody's website, even mine, almost like instead of asking them to subscribe, it could be a pop-up just to say, like, I think your mom's is almost like, it's like a buy-in almost. And you have them, you can advertise your event like that instead of saying, sorry, I want to confuse you. Like if you go to your mom's website and that little pop-up that comes up, hey, into your email address, subscribe for this. So instead of you ask them to subscribe, you can have a pop-up to say, hey, thanks for visiting Yaya's Goods. Can you, if you're interested in a business, I forget the type of event it was, if this event, and then you just give details, click this link or sign up here.
For the launch, your launch party. So that's something you could do too for people who, like she's saying, that are already going to your website, for them to grab that email address for your launch party. So you have a pop-up that pops up. Now, you know how you go on people's websites and that's like after you've been on the website for like 7 seconds.
Yeah. I got a pop-up on there, but I don't have one like that.
So do one for your Yaya's business and invite them to the launch party.
On the marketing side?
No, on your Yaya's Good.
Oh, on the website.
Yes, because you already have customers going there, and if you're already advertising that website, the people are going to go there, and then they'll see the pop up. I'm like, oh, okay, but they'll, they can continue on their website, but that was just to me, that's just what came to my mind for people to just since you haven't helped your mom, that might be an easy way for you to try to get some people to notice the event. Is it on Eventbrite?
Yes, so it's on Eventbrite and stuff.
That usually helps.
Yeah. So I did Eventbrite, and the sales that I got though is I started a meetup group, and which the meetup group is already full, and I just did like the basic version for 50 people and stuff, but I have a waiting list for the meetup group now.
Yeah, because people they get notifications that there's a new group, and they just like.
So, but the people who purchased their tickets have come from the meetup group.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think once it gets closer to that date, maybe Eventbrite will step in, because a lot of times people are like, "What's going on this weekend?" or "What can I do?" and they'll go to me. Yeah.
But so that's where we're at with that.
So my question was, I already know after I get my consulting piece lined up and everything up, I'll do the marketing and everything, but it's still like in me, the property management piece. So as you and your daughter and Stephanie multitask with businesses, right?
Right.
At what point do you suggest I start focusing on that, or on that property manager business? Because of course I don't want to put too much.
Once you get once you have your systems and structure in place.
Yeah.
With that first one where you don't feel like you're all over the place. If a client booked you today and you knew exactly what you need to do, then you're good. But if a person booked you today and then you're still scrambling trying to figure out, okay, I need to get a contract, I need to do this, then you're not ready for that yet.
Yeah. So I was thinking once I get everything lined up, have my little launch, and the reason why I'm saying that, because I don't want to. I already put this off for
an idea for too long.
Yeah, I put this off for like a year. And it's fine if I put the property management off as well, because I do need to focus. Like, we're still looking at houses every day, and things like that. So once, it's probably going to take place next year, but I still want to work on the back end.
Have the foundation.
The strategies and things. So, okay, yeah. So I'll just stay focused on this, and I have a long list of.
But yeah, and the stuff for the property manager, you just, ideas and visions and stuff are going to come to you. Write them down. It's not going to go nowhere, because that's something that you desire to do. So you're going to keep popping back up.
Yeah.
And it's just, again, like you said, kind of like with this one, not sitting on it a year from now.
Okay. So I need to add that to my list. Because on my Instagram, I know we need to end this call. On my Instagram, my book does not have a separate Instagram. It does have a separate Facebook page, and it does have a separate website. But initially I tried to turn my personal Instagram into my book Instagram, and then it's just like, after a book has been out for so long, you can still talk about it and advertise it, but I still have programs that go along with it, but I didn't even launch that program yet this year because I ran into issues. So it's kind of like a combination, but I would not do that for the consulting company. I think I probably should.
Give it its own separate.
Honestly, I don't think Instagram is a good platform to advertise it, but I will probably still have an Instagram, I guess, for it. But I think Facebook is definitely more beneficial for it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I need to do a little bit more research on it. I do follow some consulting or freelancers on Instagram. It's just not that many versus Facebook.
Yeah,
so I'll add that on there. Research social media platforms. All right, that was it. Thank you.
So it looks like we got another busy.
Yeah.
Good productive week. Get stuff done, make stuff happen. So I'll post this, of course, to the back office, and I think for those, I'll tag them in the group for them to check in and do their weekly check-ins and stuff. And I think next week Rayshawn is in the hot seat. So I did hear from her. She hot seat for her next week.
Okay. Rayshawn, is that the one in real estate?
Mm-hmm. But for the most part, everybody's been kind of like in a hot seat. We've been having enough time to be able to do that, to actually deep dive in. So
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
If you have any questions, post them in the group. Other than that, we will touch bases throughout the week and see you on next Tuesday. And good night, Yara. I'm signing off.
Okay, thanks.
All right. You guys have a good evening.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. I'm gonna look up for you. I'm gonna look for your pop-up, Yara.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye.